Hello, and thanks for joining me. This November day in Datça started out a bit on the stormy side, with rain and strong winds. We haven't seen too many rainy days in our time here so far, but seeing as how we're approaching the winter months, it'll be something that I can expect a bit more. Datça features a Mediterranean climate, so while the summers can be hot and dry, the winters here are a bit rainier and temperatures are mild. Of course, what I consider to be mild differs from what my Turkish husband considers it to be. Generally speaking, I find Turks to be very sensitive to colder weather, but as someone who grew up in the Midwest, these temperatures will be a welcome cooling off period. Prior to moving to Turkey, we lived in Seattle for a few years. Basically, all of fall, winter, and spring were the same. Mild temperatures, but very gray skies, and drizzle seemingly every day. And I don't mind the rain, especially when it comes after some days of nice weather, but that rarely happened in Seattle. So I'm a bit more hopeful of the weather here so far in Datça. In our slow quest to explore more of Datça, we tried out this Börekçi restaurant a while back, and it's quickly become a favorite of mine. Börek is a type of stuffed pastry, and so a Börekçi just means a person that makes börek. Börekçi restaurants are easy to find throughout Turkey and are especially popular for a quick breakfast. The börek here is very good, but what I really came for are their chocolate simit. Simit is another type of pastry in Turkey that has a similar texture and taste, I'd say, to bagels, but it's covered in toasted sesame seeds. However, this place makes one that is generously stuffed with chocolate, and it is scrumptious. Plus, the couple that works here is always so sweet to us. Once we came in for my birthday and they were already sold out of the chocolate simit for the day, but they prepared some fresh just for me. It was such a kind gesture. Customer service in Turkey is really hit or miss, especially compared to customer service you receive in the US. But when you do receive great customer service, it's always very genuine. After a rainy morning, the sea was a bit choppy, but we were able to still enjoy a walk along the seafront. It's a view that still doesn't get old, no matter the weather. My husband also wanted to check out some scooters. I've noticed that scooters are a really popular form of transportation in southern Turkey, likely because the weather is so mild, so they're easy to ride year-round. In addition, they're a lot less expensive than a traditional car, which are outrageously priced in Turkey. Also, depending on the size of the motor, you don't need a separate motorcycle license to drive some scooters. I've actually never driven a scooter before, but I've always dreamed of having one of those mint green Vespas with a tan leather seat. I just love their retro look. There isn't a Vespa dealer in Datça, but there is one in Bodrum, so perhaps one day we'll check those out. But still, it was interesting to see the pricing because I've never looked at how much scooters were before, neither in the US nor Turkey. weather was taking a turn for the better, and we headed into the mountains down the peninsula a bit further to check on the progress of a friend's house that he's building. The house is located in the village of Mesudie and is perched high up in the mountains. The large windows installed in the house really take advantage of the sweeping views below. He still has some finishing touches to put on the property, but it'll soon be for sale. Since the weather turned out to be so pleasant on this day, we made the last-minute decision to take advantage and grill some fresh fish outside. I made some quick sides, including this cooling yogurt and pepper dip that I've really been loving recently. My husband took control of the grill, but everything seemed to be working against him, unfortunately. First, he couldn't get the grill to light, and then later the stand that this little mini grill was on somehow broke mid-use and he burnt his hands and made a bit of a mess. The neighborhood cats started congregating nearby and meowing so hard. At one point I counted around 10 of them. For a while their cries were so intense I thought they would surround and attack. We don't have all the correct supplies we'd like to have yet for grilling and cooking, so we improvise with some items that aren't always the easiest to work with, but in the end, we were able to make do and enjoyed a very tasty meal. After filling our bellies, we decided to explore a bit more of Datça. I especially enjoy walking through the small villages surrounding the city. It's so peaceful here in the evening. The stormy morning we had transformed itself to end on such a high note. The rainy day gave way to a crisp autumn evening breeze and another colorful Datça sunset.
Come on. Are you being such a good girl?
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this little video. I appreciate it more than you know. And if you'd like to see more from my perspective as an American living in Turkey, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Until next time, thanks!